feel like we need to talk about the yes vote.
I've been avoiding this topic because if you question anything about The Voice, you're immediately a racist, banjo-playing redneck.
Hey, what's going on this side?
But the time has come because it's now very clear the yes vote's biggest enemy is not the slack-jawed yokels, it's the politicians.
And that's what this team is going to do.
That was Perth MP Patrick Gorman today, that's Monday, at a yes vote media event, at which everyone complained about the media.
The media decide what they want to publish and what they want to print.
The Voice and now WA's Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act will be held up by future public policy academics as examples of what not to do when advocating for legislative change. The Voice's problem started with Anthony Albanese's assumption that Australians were so culturally enlightened and trusting of government that he didn't need to explain what the thing is or how it will actually work. That's him addressing the culturally enlightened fans at Blues Fest during the last federal election campaign, so he should have known better.
And what we want is to recognise First Nations people in our Constitution.
Australians want to understand what they're voting for and how it will actually work, but every time they ask, they get this.
Why the silence?
Because politicians don't know how The Voice is going to work.
We're going to be out there passing on the information. Information about what will go into the Constitution. Information about how The Voice would operate.
Patrick, you are full of shit. You can't answer questions about how The Voice will work in operation. You don't know because we haven't passed the laws which will define how The Voice will work in operation.
Now let's see if I can remember how to make my mark.
And that's actually fine. Constitutional amendments don't go into granular detail. They're not meant to. But that needed to be explained here.
That's the question before the Australian people. Nothing more, but nothing less.
That press conference was held on March 23. From that day forth, it should have been made very clear to the Australian people that details of how it would work in operation would be determined by the Parliament, as every new statute is. We don't clog our constitution with the mechanics of government.
That's why we have a parliament.
Yes, we pay people to clog the mechanics of government. The 1967 referendum shows us we can be grown-ups about this kind of thing. That amendment is most famous for including First Nations people in the national census, but it also gave the Commonwealth the power to make laws in respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. We voted yes then without turning ourselves inside out about what those individual laws were going to be. But fast forward half a century and it's clear we don't trust politicians to make wise decisions anymore.
So I haven't seen what she said, but let me say I support what it is that she said.
Can't understand why.
Hang on, you haven't seen what she said?
But I support what my Prime Minister said.
Just f***ing hopeless.
Australians no longer buy the "trust me, I know best" line from our elected representatives. I don't know what's changed. Maybe it's a hangover from not liking the Brits lording it over us. By refusing to even try to answer basic questions, the Yes campaign gifted the No campaign a slogan almost as pithy as, "If the glove don't fit, you must acquit."
If you don't know, vote no.
And state politics are hardly helping the cause.
No, the ham-fisted implementation of the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act has all but condemned the yes vote west of the Nullarbor. Aboriginal Affairs Minister Tony Booty is desperate to have us believe that we have nothing to fear from this legislation.
Very, very confident that the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act is the best thing for Western Australians.
He's sticking his head in the sand. I hope you got a cultural site audit before you did that, Tony. You could be in breach of your own laws. He's doing that because he reckons the laws are a minor change that's fit for purpose.
It's still good, it's still good.
Tell the bloke who's just been quoted 20 grand for a cultural site inspection before he can build a house in Exmouth that everything's okay.
20,000 seems like a lot.
Think $4,150 for archaeology, $4,500 for ethnography, $4,300 for knowledge holder fees. Then we've got airfares, vehicle hire, meals, and close to $2,000 in sundries. The owner's not quibbling about the fee, he's a better man than me, but he's pissed off that the state government was happy to take the stamp duty when he bought the block.
Terrific work, so no weaknesses at all, huh?
No.
You hesitated there. Is there Something I should know?
Even though the state government's own laws could render the block worthless if it turns out that $20,000 investigation does uncover material that has cultural significance.
He'll be in need of the government's free electricity
Roger
program.
Cook's unveiled an off-peak power giveaway. If you're one of the 9,000 odd Synergy customers that can't pay your bill because there's no money left after paying your mortgage,
Give me rent.
we've got some good news. You can get free electricity between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. This is the period when rooftop solar panels are pumping out more electricity than we know what to do with.
21 gigawatts!
It'll cost you nothing to run your washing machine, dishwasher or blow dry your hair during those hours.
Nice.
The bad news is, if you want to run the telly for free, you'll have to watch reruns of Dr. Phil, Judge Judy, Getaway, or even worse, Question Time.
I would like to assure you that residents who occupy accommodation on a...
Just f***ing hopeless.
I'm Ben Harvey. For more Up Late, click the subscribe button below.